Following two breaking news situations. The good thing, the downtown situation that's been going on for much of the day is coming to an end, and that's the really good news here.
That is the really good news. We do have team coverage for you, covering all angles of the story as we have all day. You've been on the air, I think, since like 1 o'clock this afternoon.
1:45.
Well, we do have Mitch Weber, who has been downtown with the people waiting to get back into their building. Let's find out if they're finally going to be able to go home. Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Elizabeth and Mark. Yeah, they have been waiting for the last couple of hours. Let's take a look, and they are actually still waiting. Of course, we did report the good news. There was not an explosive found in that vehicle, but there is still tape up. There are still officers here. I think they're just trying to wrap everything up, and of course these people will finally be able to go home after waiting outside for the last a little more than 5 hours. They were evacuated from the state building today. Employees told me that the message that went out over the intercom was very serious. They said it was a terrorist threat to the building. Everyone was to evacuate immediately. All the employees told me that they followed the protocol that they've been told to follow, whether it's a drill or not, and they're all supposed to go out here on this side of the jail on Locust, where they all did, and officers were out there and told them to head on over a little bit further to the west here, where they've been waiting. And of course these employees here, they actually got this close to this area just within the last, I'd say the last hour. I went up and talked to them. They told me that they were asking me for information because they hadn't heard anything from anyone, and they even went to ask some of the officers over there, and they didn't really have any information to give them. And we're starting to see people starting to leave this area, and coming up right here, that's coming into the left side of your screen, is one of the Metro buses that had been here since the evacuation, where state employees were actually on that Metro bus to wait this out. And it looks like both of them are now leaving. These two Metro buses that have been here for the state employees, they are now leaving. It looks like we're finally getting the all clear. Now it's just for the parking lot, where a lot of these state employees are hoping to get back into, and some of them are waiting to actually get back into the building to get some of their belongings, because they left in such a hurry because of that message that they took very seriously. So they're waiting to get back inside. Probably some of them told me get their car keys, because they can't, even though they can get to their vehicle, they can't start it because they don't have the keys and some of their other belongings that they need for the weekend. Again, you're starting to see some movement down here at 14th and Locust. Several of these streets have been closed down for at least the last 5 hours because of that suspicious device that was found here today. Of course, reporting live from 14th and Locust, Mitch Weber, 41 Action News.
All right, Mitch. Thank you. Well, Lindsay Shively has been downtown covering this situation all afternoon as well. Lindsay, what's the latest from your vantage point?
Elizabeth, we're just a block or two away from Mitch, but it seems like a different world up here, a lot quieter. Traffic is picking up as the rush hour gets started, but we are right level with where the bomb squad has been, just over the crest of this hill, and still not an all clear, but we have just heard from FBI officials they found no explosives inside that car. They are, though, keeping that person detained for the time being. Again, all of this starting simply because a man walked into the federal building this morning and asked, am I on the terrorist list? With that man's question inside the federal building and bomb-sniffing dogs discovering something suspicious on his vehicle across the street, hundreds of people had to be evacuated from the state building. What did they tell you when you evacuated you?
Nothing, just to get out.
Possibly a bomb threat, terrorist threat, maybe.
Everybody, we need to go to Oak, the next intersection.
As law enforcement assessed the threat, crowds had to move even further out. Colleagues on curbs, call after call, trying to figure out what was going on. All they could do was watch and wait. Stephanie Murillo was at the state building while her sister-in-law was getting new tags for her car. That car still sits in the parking lot.
They called the number in front of her, and the next thing you know, they're like, we have to evacuate the building. They didn't say why.
Stephanie can't help but think about the anniversary of 9/11.
All the lives that were lost and how serious, why they're taking it so serious. And, of all the day, why now? Why here? Why Kansas City? But
definitely a reason all day with people we talked to why they remained calm and were not anxious to get home. They just wanted to make sure everything is okay. We've heard from FBI officials that it should at least be another half hour before the absolute all clear is given, before these streets are opened back up. Still closed for now, still a lot of detours in downtown, but again, no explosives found in that car, and the man that walked in to ask if he was on the terror list is still being detained. Lindsay Shively, 41 Action News.
And once again, Lindsay, the police, FBI, are not giving us any information about this man who's being detained. Is that correct?
That's right. They will neither confirm or deny that he is or is not on that terror watch list, and they say that's because they never do, because that is all in part of federal investigations. Elizabeth.
All right, we'll check back with you, Lindsay. Thank you.